do. So the theme of the day is, are you ready for football? That's Hank Williams' old song that he used to sing on Monday nights. And I wanted to look at football. It's just not as a sport, a fan sport, but it's actually a very important cultural and economic engine in our economy. Pro football camps started about 2 weeks ago, so they all scattered across the country doing their practice. College football camps started the 1st of August, so you got all the kids coming to school away from home, and they're playing. And with football is loaded with tradition. You've got a lot of cultural tradition where people get up and they go to a game. Like my neighbor, every Saturday he cooks, he does tailgating. Yeah, he tailgates. So he prepares on Saturday. They jump into the car on Sunday and they head down to Foxborough. And then there's all sorts of camaraderie. There's all sorts of goofing around. But I mean, that's part of the culture of a weekly event for the 8 games that they go down. In college, it's even greater. My brother-in-law introduced me to SEC football many years ago, and he took me to a game at LSU in Arkansas, and down in the tailgating in the college, they actually show up with campers on Wednesdays and Thursdays, and they park their campers and they make their steaks, and from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then they pick up steaks on Sunday. It's just a community event down there. There's dancing, people play cornhole, they cook, they gather with their friends and their family, and they just have a great time, all surrounded against the football game that's happening on Saturday for college and Sundays for pro football. Everybody's wearing their favorite jerseys. You know, you could walk around with a Tom Brady jersey or a Julian Edelman jersey. You don that gear on a Sunday. It's culture. And in addition to the cultural and the entertainment value, there's also a pretty big economic value that football plays to this country. Between the NFL and the college, it's a $21 billion industry. I looked it up. 21 billion is equivalent to Starbucks gross sales for the year. 21 billion is equivalent to McDonald's gross sales for the year. So you think of all the thousands of people that are participating in this sport and the economics that it's providing. It's not to be taken lightly. So when I ask, are you ready for football? I want you all to say, yeah, I'm ready for football. With that, I'm going to introduce our timer, Mahesh. Mahesh, could you just go over some of the ground rules for timing?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Toastmaster. So each row has been allocated time. Suppose, for example, if it's 1 to 2 minutes, then the green is with the minimum time, 1 minute in this case. Yellow is a halfway mark between the 2 limits that we have, so 1:30. In this case, red is a maximum time, and stop now means like you get 30 seconds on top of your end time, and you have to absolutely stop after you see the stop now sign. So far, it's going great.
Thank you, Mahesh. Next is our grammarian of the day, Harvey Bishop. Oh, sorry. President's message. I'd like to introduce Al Davis. Thank you,
Thank you, John. Rob would be very upset if he knew he were missed in his president's message. He asked me to stand in for him today, and it's a tough role to fill, but I will do my best. The topic for the day is, are we ready for football? I come from a minority group, and I'm not talking about older white men. I'm talking about people who are not fans of football. And I'm not against football, not by any means. I'm not a fan of it, nor am I a fan of baseball or soccer or hockey or any of these. It was never a part of my life when I grew up, and it's continued to this day. I can get as far as the Super Bowl day and not know who's playing in the Super Bowl.
Un-American.
Pardon me?
Un-American.
I know. It's a good thing the House of Un-American Activities Committee is not still around, or I would be subpoenaed. Are you now, or have you ever been a member of the Communist Party? No, I've never been. I wanted to mention a couple of things. One is the cards that were handed out. This is Rob's suggestion. I'm following it up with him today on his behalf. Often evaluators seem to be the only people giving feedback to these people giving speech, but I know fairly often I have something I want to tell somebody, and this gives a convenient way just to write something down so you can remember to tell them later or to give them the card in person later. I, for myself, would have to write the thing down and tell the person, tell whoever gave the speech in person, simply because my handwriting is pretty unintelligible. Another thing about evaluating, one thing that Rob and I did learn at the evaluators meeting, or a suggestion, is if you're giving an evaluation, you can type your evaluation directly into Pathways if you bring your computer with you. I don't know if that would be distracting or not, but it's something we could do we could experiment with it here and try it. So that concludes my president's message. I'm going to turn this back to John.
Now we are ready for